Hi guys, I'm Alicia Camacho and welcome to this week's episode. It is episode 22 and this week I am talking about a very risque sort of topic. I thought talking about going on a dating app last week was scary. This week is even scarier. Why? Well, I'm talking politics this week, and whenever you talk about politics, you can be guaranteed that somebody will come and just smack you down because your opinion is not right. But I am talking about the upcoming elections in South Africa and how the youth needs to vote. Youth, what do they know? Why should they vote? Well, the youth makes up a huge percentage of voters in South Africa, and we actually do have the power and the capability to change certain things. So I just thought it would be an interesting topic, especially because this year is the year that we have general elections in South Africa. I'm an advocate for the youth. I love the youth, and I feel like while we lack guidance, if people are not going to guide us, then we should guide each other. It may sound like a little like the blind leading the blind, but let's just help each other where we can, If we don't inform ourselves, who will inform us? We have to make that step. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that I was always a fan of the American political election run-up, okay? Because to me, it always seemed like they had their stuff together, okay? Democrats or Republicans, whichever one you voted for, they would have rallies and concerts and speeches and debates and so many things where they would go and speak about certain policies, certain actions that they were going to take, things they were going to do and things that they weren't going to do, and people could go and listen to each of these political parties and political persons and just make an informed decision about who they wanted to vote for. South Africa, though, things work a little bit differently. Unless I've been living under a rock, you very rarely hear about any political rally, and if you do, they are huge stadium things that most South Africans generally don't care about. We don't have any debates, we don't have any guidance as to what each political party is standing for. Most of the time, our politicians are just talking about service delivery and things like economic growth and And that's been the same song and dance for every election. No one ever talks about their policies and what they're gonna do, and sometimes, actually most of the time, they leave out the youth. How does our politics work? What makes it so, Well, just a few things. Our political parties are always involved in some sort of media fiasco. Okay, so our political parties will do something, or our politicians will say something, and then boom, problem. And then it's a whole big discussion with analysts and strategists and this and that, talking about how bad or how good or what they meant and what they didn't mean by what they said, and the whole political. Wait, one is, every political party is trying to put the other political party down. So, that political party didn't do enough, or that political party incited violence, or that political party did not do service delivery. Thank you very much. We can kind of see that and hear that and read that wherever we go. So, why are you bringing it up, man? What are you trying to get at when you tell us that the political party is not doing enough? Wow, thanks. Thanks for just, letting us know, because we didn't know before that. And have media conferences where political parties and their politicians make controversial statements. We all know this. And politicians will say crazy things. They will say things, just put that out there, zero filter. That will just, once again, cause a whole nother frenzy. And political parties, especially before and during the run-up to the elections, certain political parties, if they have your telephone number, will send you propaganda like SMSs. That political party is ruining South Africa. that political party is dangerous and inciting violence. That political party will ruin your life. That political party will steal your kidneys. Yeah! Guys, like, seriously? Are we seriously stooping to that point where we are putting fear, like, right into people's hands? As if you've never met, like, South Africans. You know, everything is shared via Facebook and WhatsApp, as usual, and people will be like, oh my word, this political party said this about this political, we're gonna die, our children are gonna die, everything's gonna burn to the ground, we're being so dramatic because simple SMSs. Like, people will take a small little SMS and turn it into Mount Everest. So, we have that going for us. The next thing that we'll have is the last minute service delivery. So anything that could have been done in the 4 years leading up to the elections will be done 3 months before the elections. So you can actually do service delivery. You can actually clean up our streets, make sure that the rubbish has been taken away, that our grass is cut, that our trees are pruned, and that things like running water and toilets can be achieved. But only 3 months before elections, because every other time, you know what, they don't need it, you know? And then come election time, we'll just be like, hey, they're doing this now. They cut the grass. So good. The last thing is giving out merchandise, okay, political merchandise and free food to those who are waiting to either vote or register. This is true. I've seen it with my own eyes. Let's just hand out free t-shirts, free hats, buttons, boerewors rolls or slab chips, or that's gonna really make it happen for us, right? No one ever talks about policies or how we're going to achieve economic stability or how we're going to tackle unemployment. We never get the follow through. We only get the outline plan, you know, the popcorning of ideas. But we never get the actual like breakdown of, yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. Which brings me to my point. We wanna know why young people don't vote. Well, with young people facing so many issues such as education, health issues, drug addiction, crime, unemployment. It makes you wonder, if none of the political parties are talking about any of these issues, then why should the youth go out and vote? Why should we spend that free day standing in a line in the hot sun, voting for another political party that's not going to do anything about our situation? Young people are hearing about the same thing every time there is an election. Okay, we're working on unemployment, we're working on developing this, and we're working on developing that. Quite honestly, there is no action. There is no follow through. So young people have literally just said, there's no point in voting for the same thing. How does the South African government work? Because we in South Africa have 2 elections. Our very first sort of set of elections is the national and provincial elections. Our second election is the municipal elections. Now, what do these things mean? National and provincial elections are basically the elections where you pick your political party to represent you in parliament. So you have various political parties in each different province, and in that province you then vote for the political party that you wish to represent you in parliament. And the party who wins a certain amount of votes then gets a certain amount of seats in parliament. These political members who earn these seats or win these seats in parliament are then in charge of our policies and our legislation. So we're going from no one talking about policies and legislation to then people deciding our policies and legislation. Makes you wonder, what are we doing? Then have the municipal elections where you vote according to the ward that you belong to. So the ward or suburb that you belong to, you vote for a particular person to run that suburb for you. Now that person can belong to any political party, and basically you then have the metropolitan, you have the local, and you have the district councils. On the 8th of May 2019, we will be going to vote in the general elections, which is the national and provincial elections. What this means is that this year we have a whole bunch of new voters been waiting until 2019 to be able to vote. They're voting this year for the very first time, and their votes are important. Have not registered and they do not know who to vote for, they're not going to vote. According to an article that I read, 66% of our population is made up of people under the age of 35. Now 35 still means that you're young, so yeah, you. But that means that we have a huge percentage of young people in South Africa that are either not voting or don't know who to vote for and are just throwing out votes like confetti. The only way that we can make a change is if we register and we vote. And why do I say this? Because right now, our youth is making up a small percentage of the voters, okay? The small percentage that can't really sway anything into any other direction. That is why political parties are not really stressed about the youth. They're like, the youth never come out to vote. They're a small percentage. We're not going to worry about them. We're going to, try and appease them with some unemployment strategies to make, more job opportunities. And, we're going to do this. We're going to dabble in that, put some funds for more education kind of thing. But that's it. But if we had to change, if we had to vote, this is when politicians will listen. We could actually sway the vote. We could make a difference. We know that the youth is inexperienced. We have a lot of struggles. We are very cynical and bitter when it comes to the state of our country. We don't believe that any change could happen. We do have the power to bring change if you just make that step. If you just take that opportunity. We have to do our part, and we have to show that we are serious about our lives. How does the youth decide on which political party to vote for? But there are actually 300. So that means we have to do the research. We have to do the work to find out who will help us. Because, hello, we need it. We need to make a better and informed decision of who we vote for in these upcoming elections. What is it that you stand for, and what is it that you can do to help the youth? Because there are a lot of us, so that means we can make a big difference. And if we start showing that we can, get ready to vote, then I think they will start changing their songs, and political parties will actually start doing what they say they're gonna do. Now, I know it doesn't feel right that we should have to go do our own research because no one's talking to us, but as youth to youth, young adult to young adult, come on guys, let's go do this. The first person who decides, teacher's like, who wants to say this speech first? You put your hand up because you gotta break the ice. So this is me trying to break the ice and trying to maybe inspire someone to register to vote, inspire someone to change their world, because you gotta make it happen. Right now, people think that our generation is a lazy, sleepy in all day kind of generation, makes 2-minute noodles generation, okay? We're not. We're so much more. We're misunderstood. We just say, look, here is my vote. Why should I vote for you? That's how it should be. And political parties should be fighting for our vote. Because if we make up such a big demographic in South Africa, they should be begging us to vote for them. Don't be the generation that did nothing and just complained. Let's be the generation that steps up. We just need to switch on, as the young people would say. So, thank you so much for watching this week's episode. I hope it was informative. If you guys want any details, I have the links in my description below. To go click on it, go see the political parties, go read some articles, inform yourselves about what is happening before the elections, and make sure you register to vote. so that you can make a difference. Like, share, and subscribe this video. Follow me on my social media, Alicia Camacho _official on my Instagram, and Alicia C _official on my Twitter. Remember, you are awesome, you are great, and you are loved.